Hi, this is Cindy, and
I'm Ann.
we are here to talk to you today about how to make your YouTube video report outs.
We are.
So, the first thing you want to do is introduce yourself, like we just did. Tell us what the date is and what team you're on.
Yeah, so you want to be specific though, right?
Yeah, right. So
Because there's more than one team from a department.
that's right. And tell us what report out number this is. For instance, report out for week 1. And tell us a little bit about where you are in your process of redesigning your course.
Like we're at the very beginning, right?
We're at the very beginning, so we maybe have a general idea of, for instance, what NCAD model you want to use.
Right.
Great.
Okay. So we have some hints about how we want to do this now, right?
Yep.
First thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're in a quiet place where phones aren't going to ring, you don't have voices or sirens or lawnmowers, weed whackers, any of those kinds of things. And if you have a phone in your pocket, be sure you turn it to vibrate. We want you to think about what you want to do ahead of time, but don't overthink it. This isn't professional. You do want to look good, but don't think you have to rehearse.
Right, it's a YouTube video, and then those tend to have a little bit more of a casual feel,
They do.
even though you can be still say a lot that's important, but it doesn't have to be super professional.
And you want to test. For example, you want to make sure that the lighting is good enough that you can see the people in the video, and you don't want to have light streaming in behind you as well that's going to go into the camera. You also want to make sure you're talking loud enough so that people don't have to strain themselves to hear your report out. You want to make sure that your clothing looks okay. You don't want to wear anything that's kind of distracting, that takes away from what you have to say. And make sure that there's no clutter in the camera view, like that wire that's hanging behind us.
Is that wire distracting you?
And you want to be sure that you keep it simple. Don't think that you're going to have to edit this thing or make transitions between segments or anything like that. This is kind of like you turn it on, you report out, you turn it off, and it's done.
One shot.
One shot. But you might have to do it a couple of times.
Right, practice it a few times.
Like us.
Okay, now we're going to talk about how you do this with your iPad 2. The first thing you want to do is go to the main screen of your iPad and click on that camera button.
So we're going to use the camera that comes with the iPad.
Exactly, and when you click that button, you're going to see down in the lower right-hand corner a couple of icons where you select that you're going to use the video camera and not the still camera. And you're going to hit that big red record button, and you should see yourself on the video.
What if you see outside? Like, what if you see what the camera's seeing in front of it?
Yeah, the iPad has 2 different cameras, one facing you and one facing outside. In order to see, if you're seeing outside, there's in the upper right-hand corner a way you can flip that camera view. So as soon as you see yourself, you know you're recording from the right direction.
Right.
When you're finished, you hit the record button again and it stops it. And then you go back to the main screen and you look for the photo icon, which is that big sunflower. And when you click,
you
can't miss it. And when you click on that, it should show you the last thing that you recorded, which is this video. You select it, and you want to click on the icon in the upper right-hand corner that looks like a little arrow and send it to YouTube. That will be one of your options.
And the video will always be in the last spot, right?
Right, the last
So
spot.
it's really easy to find.
And when you click on Send It to YouTube, it will prompt you for the username and password for the Chico State Academy e-learning channel. We will provide the information for the channel name and the password in the Wigio site that you are all enrolled in.
And of course, I mean, even though we're sharing this among the participants in the academy, we don't want to share this username and password outside, right?
Right.
So don't give it to your kids or the mailman.
You're right. This is only for Academy e-learning participants to post videos.
Absolutely.
Not your mailman.
So even though this part is private, the videos will be public.
Right.
But the password and username we want to keep among us.
Yeah, secure. Right. When you get into sending it to YouTube, it's going to ask you for a title. We'd like to have a common naming convention, so for your title, please just put in the course number, the course name and number, so like Religious Studies 332, and what week number of the report out it is with a dash. So this is Religious Studies 332-1, which is the week 1 report out.
Makes sense.
Right. And YouTube asks you to tag the videos. That makes searching for them and finding them a lot easier. So please, in the tag section, put in AEL, Chico State, and your name, or the author's name, so that you can do a search and find it easily again.
Yeah, it's always good to name or put your own name in the tag, so that way you can always search for your own work later on, especially if you can't find it.
Right.
Okay.
And, oh right, you also have to say what category this is in. This is an educational video, so select education. Do select that this will be a public video, and then you are ready to click the publish button. And when you do that, you are done. You should try to keep these videos to around 5 minutes or a little. We've got ours at 6, so anywhere in that range. You have a 10-minute limit on YouTube, so you can't go any longer than that.
Right, and you want to keep it short and sweet.
Right, exactly. For yourself, and for everybody else watching it.
That's right. So thanks so much. We hope you enjoyed our little tutorial. Feel free to use props like we did. You might come up with something much more inventive. But from Ann and
Cindy, adios.